So here we are again with the Center for Earth Education and Learning, the speaker series live. And I have the pleasure again to speak with Peter Maxwell-Slattery. Peter, welcome again.
Blessings. Lovely doing this with you again, Henning, like always.
So Peter, and this time it's about co-creation, co-creation. And the first question is, to some extent, this interview series is co-creation. I think I should add. Do you also think so?
Well, we're all participating in each other's illusion and creating this illusion, and everyone's got free will as well as, we could say, soul missions, and we're all here to learn and experience, and that's what we're doing. We've played the illusion of separation within Source to go out and explore and glean knowledge, and we're all participating in this and creating this reality together. So, 100%, mate.
Okay. And the second question is, what are, from your perspective, some basic aspects of co-creation?
Thought would be the main thing, and then action. Now, of course, this is off the top of my head. Thought. Everything comes into being from a thought. Now, we could go into the spiritual complexities of that, from the light blueprint and how things are constructed. Everything's a manifestation from consciousness. Everything's, whether it's light, sound, or matter, are all different, we could say, manifest from consciousness. But the thought is the seed, whether it's a project, something you want to create, something artistic, engineering, cooking, like any aspect, clothing, anything you can think of, helping somebody. Everything starts with the thought. Then it's the action from that thought. And so, if you look at the thought aspect, being conscious that you're aware, and then sitting in that when these thoughts, these ideas, epiphanies, as I say, yes, multidimensional communication works that way, but also we have our own thoughts, our own ideas, our own epiphanies. And so whether it's working on a project, problem solving, creating, it's all starting with the thought, the seed of a thought, and then the energy, the direction, the passion, the purpose. Main things, we could say, energy that you put behind that thought of producing fruit. And so this whole thing is a creation. Everything, like where we are right now, how we're experiencing this, the devices we're using, and even the thought of saying what I'm saying, it's all being created momentarily. It's just, it's always happening in the eternal. So, yeah, I hope that that's a way that could be answered. Again, it's different for each person and their perspective.
Yeah, I also think so. And I want to add, what resonates with me, what I came across over time, is the best creation, or the best, ultimately, is bringing feminine and masculine energies together. It seems to us that language, though it has been manipulated, could be an aspect, because otherwise we cannot come together. But I would emphasize it's more about the sound, the underlying frequency, the intention, and it's also about imagination. So thought, action, imagination, intention are those I would highlight. But there's definitely more, and it's an individual, but ultimately it's a collective effort.
It is. And those aspects are very important, because we spoke just offline briefly, but Dr. Emoto's work, and I've done a video on this with prayer and thought on my YouTube channel, and many presentations I've done in the past, where the thought and intention put towards water And then when the water's frozen, you see the water crystals. If it's positive thoughts, if it's prayer, you see these beautiful geometry. When it's negative thoughts, negative feelings, it's distorted like shattered glass. All right? So those things are affecting us, meaning we're made up 70% give or take of water. Our thoughts are creating our reality. And if we're in harmony, the water's in harmony with us, but also the spirit body or the layers of the rainbow body, you know, the emotional, the astral, the ethereal, on and on, they're also in harmony. It's about a balance. And this is why it's very important what you mentioned was the male and female. Most people are unaware of this if they're newcomers, but from the feminine energy, it's loving, it's nurturing, it's creative, it's actually the link between us and the spirit form and also source. We manifest through the feminine. We create through the feminine. Now, the flip side is the masculine. And just briefly, I will say, look, the masculine is controlling and structured. So it depends, you know, there's two sides to that. But it gets stuff done. And when you bring those two together and they work in unison, you've got magic. Balance. Balance is key, not just with masculine and feminine. With the mind, body, spirit complex as well, balance is very important. And when you are at your highest expression in that, like I also said to you offline, we're all like snowflakes. No two snowflakes are the same. They're all beautiful, but they've got perfect geometry. And that's because they're in harmony when they come into existence from the, we could say in a way from the ethers, though there is a process with, you know, snow and everything, how that's done. But it's because it's in harmony that those snowflakes look the way that they do, and we can shine just like a snowflake too. So those things are very important of a balance of masculine and feminine. A little tip I've got for people if they feel like they're overbalanced one way or the other is think about a colour or a feeling that represents masculine or feminine, whatever you feel you may be needing balancing, but needing to embody more of. And just visualise breathing in and out that colour or feeling, or sitting within that colour or feeling for 20 seconds, 2 minutes and let go. Don't have an expectation. But a lot of the time if people are very creative and they're stuck with everything in the physical world, the masculine's what needs to be embodied. And vice versa, just depending on what's going on. But working with so many people now, I tend to find that a huge majority of people are slightly out of balance, but they're meant to be, depending on what's happening in their day-to-day life. Work circumstances, family circumstances, relationship circumstances. There's a whole lot of different reasons why we're usually meant to be just slightly one more than the other. And that's totally changing constantly, depending on what we're doing. So I just thought I'd add that, Henning.
Yeah, thank you. And then I would add or highlight the name again, Masaru Emoto.
Yes.
People would say or have labeled him a researcher of paranormal stuff. That is maybe to some extent accurate, maybe to some extent not. But anyway, I encourage everyone to look into what he has done, and the most impressive thing might be to, again, check what he has put forward and kind of also images he has taken then of the water in this state or that state, so to say, and what kind of, we could say, kind of a snowflake or crystalline structure can be seen.
Yeah. And it's repeatable. It's repeatable as well. So, like I say to people, you know, do your research, and then you'll be able to say where you got your information from. If it's experience, it's experience. If it's research, point the people to the research. If it's, you know, a theory, this, that, the other, say it. It's okay. But this is what it's about, you know, talking, sharing ideas, sharing experiences and learning, which is what, you know, the main emphasis behind you doing what you're doing. And Dr. Emoto is definitely one of those people that if people haven't looked at that research yet, go and do it. Come to your own conclusions.
Yeah. And then third question, Peter. What do you think has to change on Earth in order to enable more or for more co-creation?
I don't think more needs to be done, except for people to be conscious and aware of their thoughts and what fruit would they like to produce in their creation. If it's productive, if it's service to others, if it's joyful, you're going to attract that. If it's ego, if it's, trying to get the best this, that and the other from the wrong perspective, meaning just service to self, you're going to, create more of that. If it's about taking over territory, this, that, and the other, what happens? Wars get produced, gang wars get produced, things like that from that mentality. If you want prosperity for all, and you're using your thoughts in a positive manner for not just yourself, but it also dovetails, or we could say catch-22 is this positive for the collective. That's what I'd ask people to be, aware of, their thoughts, their ideas, their energies. What are they putting that into? Do you want, beautiful tasting fruit? Or do you want fruit that doesn't last and is bad by the time you get to have it? It's as simple as that. What fruit do you want to produce in your life?
Thank you, Peter. And I was thinking, I came across another researcher who did these things Dr. Emoto did. Mm-hmm. I tried to figure that out now, actually. As I best recall it, he came from Armenia, and I will add that name in a moment here.
And what was the results?
As you ponder upon this, still anything to add? I will share that name in a second.
Do you know what the results was of that person investigating and doing their research? Was it similar results, or?
Yeah, it was similar. It was similar.
Yeah. And even just a simple thing I've seen before, where people might get rice and put positive and negative words, and you can see the mold produced a lot quicker on the negative rice with the negative word on it, and the one lasts a lot longer that's got the positive word. So, there's so many ways you could look at this in terms of research or ideas of putting, positive words on your water bottle and you drink out of it and all that. But, that would be another great resource if you can throw that up as well, because then people have got to, not just Dr. Emoto's research, but they can see what else is being done out there. So, do that, Henning, for sure. Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, I hope I pronounce it correctly. The name is Edmund Gurgarian. I will put it in the or in writing under this recording when I share it on the Telegram, and you do it maybe there on the YouTube. But anyway, these are things, again, anyone can look that up, come to own conclusions. And maybe there's more, or it works even better in an even little different way. But these are fascinating insights, results, where people came to. And again, I should maybe add, these people are not with us anymore, and certainly they have been ridiculed. They have been labeled like this and that. But again, people, use your discernment and bring out what you think is the right thing, what you believe in, and don't believe what others say in whatever position they are. Do your own research, go with your own discernment, make your best effort to get to the comprehension, understanding, and to the creation, to whatever you want to see in the world.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's a good way to put it, Henning, and a good way to end it.
Okay, then, Peter, again, thank you, and looking forward to our next recordings.
Many blessings. Thank you.